How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so afraid.
With what? I in the name of God?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all embraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered, and down to his ankle, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with no look so piteous in purport, as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors comes before.
Mad for thy love.
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of his arm, and with the other hand thus o'er his brow, he falls such perusal of my face, as he would draw it long stayed be so. At last a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down. He raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk. At the end of his being that done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For out of doors he went without there's hell, and till last he bidded their life.
Come, go with me. I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent property foredoes itself, and leads the will to desperate undertakings, as oft as any passion under heaven that does afflict our natures. I am sorry. What have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but as you did command, I did repel his fetters and denied his access.
That hath made him mad. I am sorry that him with better heed and judgment I had not quoted him. I feared he'd be but trifling, and meant to wreck thee, but beshrew my jealousy. By heaven, it is proper to our age to cast beyond ourselves and our opinions, as it is common for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which, being kept close, might move more grief to hide than a hate utter to utter love.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, moreover that we much did long to see you. The need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? So call it, sith nor the exterior, nor the inward man resembles that it was. What it should be more than his father's death, then thus hath put him so much from the understanding of himself, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both, that being of so young days brought up with him, and sith so neighbored to his youth and behavior, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time, so by your companies to draw him on to pleasures, and to gather so much as from occasion you may glean. Whether aught to us know afflicts him thus, that open lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talk of you, and I am sure you two men there are not living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill as to expand your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such things as fits a king's remembrance.
Oh, speak of that do I long to hear.
Give first admittance to the ambassadors. Mine who shall be the fruit of to the great feast.
Thyself do grace to them and bring them in. He tells me, dear Gertrude, we have found the head and source of all our sons' distemper.
I doubt it. It is no other but the maid. His father's death and our hasty marriage.
Madam, I swear, he is mad. 'Tis true, 'tis pity. Mad with his grandson, then, and now remains that we find out the cause of this effect, or rather say, that causeth this defect. I have a daughter, while she is mine, who is in her duty and obedience mark, hath given me this, now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase, but you shall hear. Thus, in her excellent white bosom, these see.
Came this from Hamlet to her?
Good madam, stay a while, I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt love. O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers, I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best, O most best, believe it I do. Thine evermore, most lady, whilst this machine is to him. Hamlet, this in obedience hath my daughter shown me, and more above hath his solicitings, and they fell out by time, by means and place, all given to mine ear.
But how hath she received his love?
As I perceived it, I must tell you that before my daughter told me, what might you, or my dear majesty your queen here think, if I had played the desk or table book, or given my heart a winking, mute and dumb, or looked upon this love with idle sight, what might you think? No, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star, this must not be. And then I precepts gave her that she should lock herself from this resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, which done she took the fruits of my advice.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be very likely.
Hath there been such a time, I'd fain know that I have positively said 'tis so, when it proved otherwise.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time, I'll lose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind in a Ross then. Mark the encounter. If you love her not, and not from his reason falling thereon, let me be no assistant for a stay, and keep a farm and garters.
We will try it.
But look, more sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Oh, give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well,
God o' mercy.
do you know me, my lord?
For if the sun breed maggots and the dead dog, being a good kiss and carry on, have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk I the sun. Conception is a blessing, but as your daughter may conceive, friend look too.
How you say by that? Still harping on my daughter, yet he know me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He is far gone, and truly in my youth I suffered much extremity for love. Very near this. I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
Words, words, words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Slanders, sir, for the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, that their eyes purge in thick amber and plum tree gum, that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hams, all which, sir, though I most powerfully and potentially believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down for yourself. Sir, should I be as old as I am, if like a crab you could go backward?
Though this be madness, yet there's a method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air.
You cannot, sir, take from you anything that I will more willingly part with all, except my life, except my life, except my life.
Very well, my lord.
My excellent good friends, how dost thou? Gilderstein, ah, Rosencrantz, good lads, how do ye both?
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy, in that we are not over happy. On fortune's cap, we are not the very button.
Nor the soles of her shoe?
Neither, my lord.
Then you live without her waist, about her waist, or in the middle of her favors?
Faith, her private's we.
In the secret parts of fortune. Oh, much true. She is a strumpet. What's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near, but your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, reserved at the hands of fortune, that she sends you present hither?
Prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
We think not so, my lord.
Why then, 'tis none to you, for there is nothing, either good or bad, but think it makes it so. To me, it is a prison.
Why then your ambition makes it one? 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
Oh God, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king or of this infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
Which dreams indeed are ambition, for the very substance of the ambitions is merely the shadow of a dream.
A dream itself is but a shadow.
Truly, and I hold ambition of so airy and light a quality that it is but a shadow.
Then our beggars' bodies, and our monarchs, and our outstretched heroes for the beggars' shadows, shall we to the court, for by my fay I cannot reason.
We'll wait upon you.
No such matter. I will not sort you with the rest of my servants, for to speak to you like an honest man.
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am even poor in thanks, but I thank you, and sure, dear friends, my thanks are too dear a halfpenny. Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come deal, just leave with me. Come, they speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for, and there is a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me, but let me conjure you, by the rights of our fellowship, by the constancy of our youth, by the obligation of our ever-preserved love, and by what more dear and very prosper could change you withal, but even in direct appeal, whether you are sent for or not.
What say you?
Nay, then, I have an eye for you. If you love me, not I will tell you why, so shall my anticipation prevent your discovery, and you and your secrecy to the king and queen won't no feather. I have of late, but whether I know not, lost my mirth, forgot all my custom at exercises, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition, that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to stir out promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave, oh, ear-hanging firmament, this majestical roof, fretted with golden fire, why, it appears no other thing to me than a foul and pestilent congregation.
Faith, there has been much to do on both sides, and the nation holds it no sin to tar them to controversy. There was for a while no money bid for argument unless the poet and the player went to cuffs in the question.
It is not very strange, for mine uncle is king of Denmark, and those that would not make mouths at him while my father lived, give 20, 40, 50, and 100 ducats apiece for his picture in little blood. There is something in this more than natural, if philosophy can find it out.
There are the players.
Gentlemen, you are welcome to Elsmore. Your hands come then, should more appear like entertainment than yours. You are welcome, but my father ankle, aunt and mother are deceived.
And what, my dear lord?
I am but met north-northwest, when the wind is southerly. I know a hog from a handsaw. My lord, I have news to tell you. When Roscius was an actor in Rome,
The best actors in the world, either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral, comical, historical, pastoral, tragical, historical, comical, historical, pastoral, scene individual, or poem unlimited, Seneca cannot read the petty, nor praise too high. Right. For the law of right and the liberty, these are the only men.
O Jephthah, judge of Israel, what a treasure hast thou!
What a treasure had he, my lord.
Why, one fair daughter and no more, the which he loved passing well.
Still my daughter.
Am I not the right, O Jephthah?
If you call me Jephthah, my lord, I have a daughter that I love passing well.
Nay, that follows not.
What follows then, my lord?
Why, as by a lot God wot, and then, it came to pass as most like it was. The first row of the pious chanson will show you more. Or look, where my abridgment comes. Welcome all. I am glad to see the well. Two like French falcons' ears fly at anything we see. We will speak straight. Come, give us a taste of equality. Come, passionate speech.
What speech, my lord?
I heard thee speak of a speech once, but it was never active, or if it was, not above the once. For the play, I remember, he's not the million, was heavier to the general, but it was as I received it,
and others whose judgment in such matters cried in the top of mine. An excellent play, digested in the scenes, set down with as much modesty as cunning. One speech in it I chiefly love, 'twas Annia's tale to Dido, and thereabout of it especially, where he speaks of Priam's slaughter. If it live in your memory, begin at this line. Let me see, the rugged pirates, like the hurricane beast. It is not so. It begins with pirates. The rugged pirates, he whose sable arms, black as his purpose, did the night resemble. When he lay couched in omni's horse, hath now his dread and black complexion smeared with heraldry more dismal, head to foot. Now is he total rules, horribly tricked with blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, baked and impressed with parching streets that lend a tiriness and damned light to their lord's murder, roasted in wrath of fire, and thus embrasized with holy gore, with eyes like carved dimples, the hellish pirates, old grandsire, Prime speaks, so proceed you.
For God, my lord, well spoken, with good accent and good description.
Anon he finds, striking too short of fruits, his antique sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls. Repugnant to command, unequal matched, Iris and Priam drives. Enraged strikes wide, but with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls. Then senseless, Ilium, seeming to feel his blow, with flaming top swoops to his base, and with a hideous crash takes prisoner his ear. For lo, his sword, which was declining on the milky head of reverend Priam, seemed I in the air to stick, so as a painted tyrant. Pyrrhus stood, and like neutral to his will in matter, did nothing, with flaming top swoops to his base, and with a hideous crash takes prisoner his ear. For lo, his sword, which was declining on the milky head of reverend Priam, seemed I in the air to stick, so as a painted tyrant. Pyrrhus stood, and like neutral to his will in matter, did nothing. But as we often see against the storm, bold winds, speechless in the orb below, as hush as death, Anon the dreadful thunder doth rend the region. So after Pyrrhus' pause, aroused vengeance set him new work. And never did the Cyclops hammers fall on Mars armor forged for proof eternal, with less remorse than Mars' bleeding sword. Now falls it. Out, those strident fortune, all you gods. And General Synod takes away her power. Break all the spokes of Thelis from her wheel, and bows around him, nave down the hill of heaven, as low as to the feet.
This is too long.
It shall to the barbers with your beard, pride thee, say on. He is for a jig or a tail wardry, or he sleeps, say on, come to Hecuba.
But who hath seen the noble queen?
The marble queen.
That's good. Marble Queen is good.
Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames with bosom freedom. A cloud upon the head where where the late diadem stood, and for the robe about her length, and the o'er teemed loins, a blanket in the alarm of fear caught up. Who this had seen, with tongue of venom steeped, gasped fortune's state, with treason pronounced. But if the gods themselves did see then, when he saw Prius make the malicious sport, and mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamor that she made, and less things mortal knew, than not at all would have made mulch the burning eyes of heaven and passion in the gods.
Look, whether he has turned his color and has tears in his eyes, pray you.
'Tis well. I have to speak out the rest soon. Good my lords, will you see the players well thus now? Did you hear? Let them be well used, for they are abstract and brief chronicles of the time. After your death, better have had a bad epitaph, and their ill report for you live.
My lord, I will use them according to their desert.
God's body skins, man, much better. Use every man after his desert, and who should escape whipping. Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the more merit is in your bounty. Take them in.
Come, sirs.
Follow him, friends. We'll hear it played tomorrow. Alright, you can cut. Follow him, friends. We'll hear it play tomorrow. They'll hear me. Old friend, can you play the Mara Gonzaga?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have tomorrow night. You could, for a need, study a speech of some dozen or 16 lines, which I would set down and entered in. Could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lord, and look you mock him not.